Hey everybody, it's Michael from Replica Airguns with another tabletop video review for you guys. Today we're looking at the Diana Bandit PCP bolt action .177 caliber bolt action pellet pistol. And again, this is the tabletop review. Now this gun is available in our Canada Replica Airgun store over at replicaairguns.ca if you're interested in buying it. I'll put links in the description. I haven't shot it yet, so I can't give you much feedback in terms of performance, but I do plan on doing a field test shooting video for this gun shortly, so stay posted for that. Let's get right into the specifications. The Diana Bandit is made out of metal and wood with a little bit of plastic here and there, but mostly metal and wood. It is PCP powered, so you are going to be required to have your own pump or some way to pressurize it. This gun is available in .177 caliber, which is the one I have here, but it's also available in .22 caliber over on the website. So check out the links in the description. Now the Bandit does have a 9.5 inch rifled metal barrel. It weighs in at 2.2 pounds. Now it is a bolt action design and it shoots in both single shot, but it does come with a rotary magazine to allow for faster shooting. So you just basically have to cycle that bolt and you can shoot this gun, and you have 9 rounds in the .177 caliber version, 7 rounds in the 22 caliber version. I'll show you how to load this in a bit here because it is a little bit weird and I did have to read the manual. It's not super straightforward. It also has an adjustable single action only trigger, and the manual claims fairly high FPS, but generally here in Canada, a lot of times these guns are detuned for import so that they can pass Canada Customs and be allowed to come in as non-regulated firearms. And I imagine that's the case with this gun. So when I do my field test shooting video, we'll find out what the actual FPS is. Should be under 600 in a semi-medium grain pellet to be within the Canada legal limitations. Now the Bandit is part of Diana's lower cost action series target pistols. It also has a fixed front post sight with a fully adjustable rear sight for windage and elevation. It has what Diana calls the DIT trigger, which is Diana improved trigger. I'm not sure what they improved or what they improved it on, since this is the first time I've actually looked at a product like this from Diana. The Bandit incorporates a cross bolt safety on the trigger itself and has a really nice beefy pistol grip. It may be a little too beefy for some, but I like it. You're also going to find a dovetail rail on top of the bolt area. And it does come in a nice soft shell case with the manual and Allen keys and a tool to pressurize it. Let's take a look at the actual case here real quick. So you've got your Diana case there. It is zippered. Let's see if I can fold this back so you can see it. So it's just foam lined, okay? Nothing really fancy there. But it is a nice case to store it in. You just put your gun back in there when you're not using it. All right, let's take a look at the manual. You'll see here that the picture I have on mine is the suppressed version. We're not allowed suppressors in Canada of any sort, so ours doesn't have that. Okay, inside the manual, you're gonna have some specifications. There they are. You can freeze frame that if you want to take a quick look. But then you see here, we've got all the little pictures to show you how to pressurize it, the tool you need, where to put it, the gauge, where you want that gauge to be. You know, they've got scuba tanks here, but you can use a pump. Also have a little pictures here to show you how to use the bolt and the trigger and load the magazine. Okay, I definitely needed to use that to figure it out myself. How to adjust the sights, how to sight it in, all of that good stuff. You also get a couple Allen keys with the gun. The big one here is for basically taking off the barrel. If you want to add a longer barrel, you can do that. There are rifled barrels or longer rifle barrels for this gun, but you'll need the larger Allen key. The smaller Allen key is supposed to be for the trigger, for adjusting it, but it's too big, so I'm not really sure what it's for. You're going to need a smaller Allen key because this one didn't fit. It's definitely smaller than this. You also get this little bit here, and that's for popping. I'll show you how to do that if I can actually get it to focus. So this bit goes inside the tube here and allows you to hook up a pump, like some sort of a pump or scuba tanks to pressurize the gun. You also have some little O-rings. Some of these are for the barrel. I think some of them might be for this little bit here as well, but some of these O-rings are for the barrel and some are for this bit here. The last specification I want to share with you is the Diana Bandit is made in China. Generally that's not a good thing, but the quality does seem really good overall. So wherever they're getting it made, whatever factory in China, the quality control seems to be pretty good there. Again, I haven't shot it yet, so stay posted for the shooting and we'll get some specs for you. Accuracy, feet per second when I do that shooting test for you down the road. Let's do a walk around here. I'll also show you how to load that magazine, but let's take a quick look at the gun up close here. All right, you can see here, this is the .177 caliber version. You have a serial number. You have this bolt. Now this gun is pressurized. It does have some pressure in it. So no pellets as you can see, but just in case I'll point it in a safe direction. Okay, you can see here, you got your pressurized there. It's still in the green, I believe. So it still has some power. Nice metal bolt. You've got this dovetail area here. You got these screws or Allen screws that you can take out to remove the barrel. You have your sight here. Now this sight does appear to be some plastic and some metal, but it is adjustable for elevation and windage. You can see it's just a notch sight. Okay, on the front you have your post sight. This area is plastic. Now this is where you would put that tube, and I'll show you that later. I'll show you how to put that little piece in there in a bit here. But again, you're going to need a pump of some sort. You have your cross bolt safety. Okay. Right there. Okay. Push it all the way through. Oh, interesting. Doesn't seem to do anything. Well, that's fun. Hey, look at that. So, works. All the way in. Still works. Well, don't count on safeties. Have you ever heard that saying, don't count on your safety? There's a prime example of why you don't count on your safety. Okay, so maybe the China control isn't 100%. Here's your wood grip. It is what it is, right? I'm just showing you what it is. Here's your wood grip. I generally don't use safeties anyways very often. I mean, I do in my videos just to be a good example, but personally I just prefer making sure that I store guns properly and I handle them properly. And if you're doing all that, then you really don't need your safety. Safety is something that you can count on that, again, may not always be dependable. So again, there's your pressure gauge. There's your front sight. Some more branding. Another close look at that stock there. Okay, so let's pull this back. You do have this little bit here, and I showed you in the chaser version that this is just magnetically, a little magnet on the bottom there, and it just kind of holds it in place. It just kind of snaps in there because you got that magnet. So that's kind of cool. So you got the little metal piece there and then the magnet there. But if you want to put this magazine in, you just slide it in. You just slide it in. Gotta have it the right way though. So you slide it in there, and it also has a magnet to hold it in place, and it just stays there. Okay, but how do you load it? That's the fun part. So hopefully I get this right. So you need to push this all the way around to get to here, and then you'll see that you got to actually have a hole there, and then you put this pellet in upside down. So with basically the back of it goes down. Okay, that's important. Now that little bit will stay in place. That's what you want. Okay, it's not going to spin back real easy. So now I can load it up with pellets. And now you put them in front first, and you just keep cycling this over one until you have every bay loaded up. Again, at this point you're putting them in front first, because you started it off with the back first because you were the other way around. Until you have 9 rounds in here. And then you just pop that over. Now, this magazine is fully loaded. And you'll see that's the first one that I put in. It sticks up a little bit higher, but that's okay. Once you move the bolt back and forth, it'll push it through and you're ready to go. Okay, pretty sweet. That's how you do that. All right, let's get into some of the pros and the cons and finish up this review of the Diana Bandit PCP .177 caliber bolt action pellet pistol. Is a mouthful. Alright, it's a fairly inexpensive, high quality, full featured target pistol at just around $200. Pretty well priced for a PCP target pistol with all of these features built into it. Now expect good accuracy, but again I won't find out till I do that field test shooting video, but this gun should perform really well in the C-can here. Now it's a nice combination of mostly metal. You have some wood construction with just a little bit of plastic, but the metal's where you need it to be in the bolt, the barrel, the trigger, all those parts. Of course, you're going to find a rifled steel barrel with fully adjustable sights. And again, you have that adjustable light single action trigger. As long as you have the right Allen key, you can adjust it. You're going to find that dovetail on the bolt for added placement of optical sights. And again, you have that nice wood pistol grip that comes with the Diana Bandit. Now with that higher FPS rating, it should be pretty good for pest control. Combine that with accuracy and decent shot placement, and you should be able to place humane shots on small pests. Overall, this gun feels really high quality for the price. I was kind of surprised actually at the quality. And it even comes with that nice soft shell case to store it in when you're not using it. And again, it's available in both .177 caliber and .22 caliber pellet firing versions. Alright, just some cons, not too many, but a few. The grips may be a bit too wide for smaller handed shooters. And that Allen key, I'm not sure why they sent the wrong size, but they did. It doesn't fit in mine. At least I couldn't make it work. Again, this gun's made in China. Not a huge deal, but for some that might be a deal breaker. And again, you're going to need a pump. A pump is going to probably cost you more than this gun, so if you don't already have a pump for it, then maybe just get the Chaser version as it only requires CO2. Alright, again, this gun is available in our Canada Replica Airgun store over at replicairguns.ca. I'll put a link in the description for you to find it easily. If you're interested in other products, air guns, BB guns, pellet guns, airsoft guns, blank guns, and other accessories, then check out both our Canada and US online stores over at replicairguns.ca for Canada and replicairguns.us for the US. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to subscribe before you head out. Also check us out on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Username is Replica Airguns. Alright, thanks for watching. Until next time, take care.